No Ember, no Kunkka. Odie's not a viable hero here. Don't think Death Prophet is super viable here. The Monkey King, Lena's, Quaps.
I wish Lena was better, because then I would just like snap tell you that'd be Lena because she has good synergy too with the SD.
Yeah, and she's thought of as being okay against Morph, right? Because you have this threat of this heavy amount of burst damage that it forces him to maintain a higher strength than he wants
If
to.
it were Beast Coast or something, I bet they pick like OD. But I feel like that's kind of greedy.
Yeah, that is super greedy.
I'm down for some hero like Storm or Lena. Just clear waves. Just act as like the vessel so that Gyro can carry you. Plus, you want to add another hero to the pool that can set up for the relocate. Because Gyro doesn't want to be your combo that like leads any sort of gank or anything like that.
You want some sort of so some sort of Quaswex Invoker against Morph? Like you want a faster acting Invoker for sure that sets up relocates, right? Because right now you only have Disruption and maybe Ravage to go for the relocate.
The thing is that VP runs solo, or solo runs himself anyways, more like a 4.
Yeah.
It's like they have a bunch of 4 positions.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how Pasha's going to adapt to that because he is playing a much harder 3 position that is going to need a good amount of farm. Meanwhile, Royal Never Give Up, I think they have, at least Puck is able to operate without, a need for a large amount of net worth. He's going to be going around hunting around. Tiny's going to be doing some of that. I think Enchantress is... Well, we'll see how the laning phase goes for him. But I think Enchantress with Tiny, he should be able to walk away with a decent laning phase because he's got an okay frontliner for himself. And you've got the sick combination. You know what that is?
What?
The impetus into toss.
Okay.
Throw him a million miles away. We'll see how it goes.
I'm trying to see like where...
You know, one thing that I like what VP did with this last pick is the fact that they have likely secured themselves better late game. Right?
Yes. But it's like a greedier... I mean, it pretty much...
And Royal Never Give Up is being kind of a greedier team, to be honest. Like, they are not the team. Like, I see this Tidehunter, I expected it to be on the RNG side. Because that was like one of their go-to offlaners when they qualified. They lost a fair games with it, but...
Show me this Invoker.
Alright, well, starting off with a Quas. I really think Quaswex is the build this game.
Yes. I completely agreed with your assessment. I just didn't want to double down on it in case we both look like idiots. You can't do that as a pair, man.
That is true. Sometimes our vision of Dota aligns a little bit too much, so if we're wrong, we're probably both wrong. Alright, just tell the audience you think it's Exort Invoker.
I think it might be an Exort. It could be an Exort
Because it'll kill
Invoker.
Enchantress.
Yeah, it's a lot of burst damage.
He's going to do the weird Quas Exort builds.
Man, that really tells... Okay, so like it couldn't be Storm because of the Puck matchup, but that really tells you how like far heroes like Lena, for example, have fallen off.
Yeah.
I mean, if CCNC's not playing it.
I have to say, I have to commend. These pictures are like one of the best things that have happened in TI in years. Like, the photographer got some amazing reactions out of all of these players.
Yeah. Did I tell you, like, when we were on Zephyr, we had to take the same photos every year?
Yeah,
something like that. And Purge saved them all, let me tell you. And they were terrible. We were so bad at it. And this Korean photographer, just like, because he just assumed none of us spoke Korean. Yeah. I could hear him say, like, these idiots. This is their 5th time doing it, and they still don't know what kind of pose I want from them. And he would just like languish in despair, you know? It was so funny. He legit just had no idea that I spoke, because I never spoke Korean to him, because then I would have to have like a conversation.
Yeah.
And he'd get so mad. Be like, strong pose. We're like, what is a strong pose?
You guys are gamers. Noodle arms going on.
Yeah,
This is before FitBlitz was a thing.
They're like, fun pose. And I was like, what is fun? So then we just do the exact same pose every time until they just gave up.
I remember Corey always had the hand behind his back pointing to the...
Whereas, like, you know, VP really ran with it.
Yeah.
They were good.
All right, well, you could see Flyby and Lanham, they are not going to just take this gyro IO lane laying down. They are immediately trying to put some pressure in as Lanham tries to separate the tether with the toss. We have the mid matchup, Setsu versus no one, Puck versus Invoker. We'll see how this Quas Exort build does for the laning phase, because it's always a little bit harder, right, when you go the Quas Exort, or Quas Wex build, because you don't have the damage.
You don't have the damage, but you have the regen against heroes that spam out.
So you play a little bit more of a harassment game as opposed to the last hitting one.
The funniest part about that is I mainly know that because of playing against versus like playing the hero itself. Because I'm a fool and I still use Legacy Key, so I have no idea how to play Invoker.
Well, Afu and Monet have already established their dominance. Not that it's really like Pasha and Solo don't care that much, because there's a giant wave pushing into them. Flyby, he's going to be taking a lot of damage, but that's why he has a tanky frontliner in Lanham, so he can run and tank some of the rocket barrage damage for him.
Seeing a lot of this, by the way. The Bassi.
Yes.
It's
Like they might actually be able to finish off Afu. He's going to get a bit low. Roger is forced to pop the healing salve here. The toss over to be able to cancel that healing salve. Nicely played by Lanham.
Everybody's going Bassis lately.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Dota 1. Remember when people go like Ring of Protection or like they'd spam Ring of Regens?
Yep, yes.
It's very interesting that we've come back full circle to this meta.
I feel like it's particular value for this matchup, right? Because he's giving the aura to Roger as well. But Afo, he's going to die here. That's going to be your first blood for Flyby, and they're going to be able to do some decent damage to Roger as well here. He still has a toss. Lanham's trying to get close enough to be able to get the toss back onto the creeps. And Roger has nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. That's going to be double starting off for RNG.
You know what's really funny is this start is literally how the Alliance game went. Where they thought that, because when Insania was on the couch, that's what he said.
Yeah.
It's like, we thought that IO Gyro was great, and then all of a sudden we got wrecked by this Pain Enchantress, and this looks eerily similar. So maybe it's just not that bad anymore? It's not really looking like it, Cap.
Yeah, it doesn't seem terrible. Monet under a lot of pressure there. The disruption to be able to get the 5-stack solo. Breathing that quite nice. Waiting for the waveform animation to get the disruption. Guaranteeing that 5th and ultimately fatal stack of Shadow Poison.
He was like mid-cast too. That was really well done.
Yeah.
Really, really well done. No one's going to fight this because there is no phase shift or orb. Know that he's under no pressure, but well done at bottom lane. Solo does not play like your typical 5.
No.
But no 5s really play like their typical 5 anymore.
That's true.
Also, like, the mechanical skill game for all the players have been, like, it's just been raised across the board. You can't have that captain anymore who's a liability mechanically like you used to.
Afu does manage to get the kill onto the Shatter Demon. Just suiciding into the tier 2, that's all. Just resetting the lane. Afo's going to die again. Just cannot seem to handle this burst from the Tiny combined with the constant damage from the Enchantress.
See, if that was a Rubik, though, you're not getting that kill.
Yeah.
That's why I think Rubik, what he really does is he adds like a pretty decent laning phase, but more importantly, like his mid game is so good.
Yeah.
His like mid-late game pressures with the right abilities too that he has to play against, I think is really strong. Same with like Grimstroke. I think they would both fall into that trap. Whereas like Tiny offers this like burst that's like pretty unique.
We're definitely seeing Big Domingo's help as well. Good avalanche and decent amount of damage onto Roger.
Come, friends. Oh, they're trying to secure bounties.
Yeah, Lana wants to make sure that there's no funny business from this Wisp. Roger's not going to be able to have the opportunity to sneak a free refill on that bottle that is looking real empty right now.
So
29 and 5. Pasha's top CS right now, though.
Yeah, both safe laners are just being pressured out.
Jar and Morph, not terrible CS, but have both received a death. So.
I'm just going to run in.
So they are going to be able to get the tether dodge. Nicely timed by Roger. They're going to go and activate the shrine. Not much else they can do. CS is going to the favor of the puck in mid lane, but not by much. Over to bottom lane, they've already got a ton of stacks onto Afu. He's going to be able to have a lot of magic stick charges, but it may not be enough. Posh is willing to dive this tower. One more anchor smash and another round of Shadow Poisons. That'll be enough to get the kill. We're definitely seeing the what we were talking about, the Shadow Poison buff. Maybe you weren't there for that. We were talking about it on the couch and why it feels like so much stronger. Like, one of the things that I said, it was like really important, the fact that he gets this intelligence gain and the lower mana cost. So he can actually spam it non-stop in lanes. You combine that with Mangoes, we're going to see Roger. Oh, good save from no one there. Well-timed tornado allows Roger to be able to get behind the tier 1.
I was literally there for that entire discussion.
Well, the audience wasn't, so.
And we had this discussion this morning on our previous cast.
Well, it doesn't hurt.
All right, I'm fine with it. Run it back.
You guys weren't watching the Force stream, right? You had us on
mute. That was OG Na'Vi, man. If you're a fan of Dota, you're running it all. What is we have?
That's true, but you can't run all 4 audios. That'd just be absurd. That'd be like
some madman just like has them all open at once,
laughing maniacally the entire time. All of a sudden, 20 different chat wheel lines are all going off at once.
What an experience that would be.
Short little pause here as Virtus Pro. Do you feel like when one team or the other is coming out on top in the laning phase, it feels pretty even?
I think that the team that liked their timing better was probably RNG. Because I think Morph is always going to kind of struggle.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Gyro with, like, that's a lane that needs to have a good,
they're meant to win their
good strong start.
Plus, I think this mid matchup going even-ish, I think is sort of, it's okay for both sides almost.
Yeah.
Like, no one hates it.
We'll just have to see what. Naturally, what's probably going to happen is the puck's going to be the first one to make the rotation, right? He has Dream Coil. Easy setup for kills.
In an ideal world, what'll happen is like one of them will move first, and the other will be ready to counter-initiate.
Yeah. So puck will move up to the top lane to go for the coil, and Invoker's ready to TP in and defend it with a tornado.
Yeah, but I think that depending how far is this Entrum 6?
The Enchantress is 5.5.
5.5. So if Ench actually hits 6, there's a pretty good chance that they could just kill him before any sort of like reprisal.
Yeah, that's a lot of burst damage. Just the Dream Coil, the Orb, and then 2 impetus shots. That sounds like enough to kill Gyro.
I think this is what'll happen. If I had to like, if you had to like tell me like what's gonna happen, Ramses is gonna get bullied out right now, and then he's gonna go switch out to the triangle, and they're probably just gonna start abandoning this top lane.
Yeah.
Because I actually think that the Tide doesn't want to be up here either.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused that they took the Tide.
Well, Ramses is definitely going to get bullied out as he has died.
Yeah,
and we'll see where he goes from here.
Part of the weird part about picking this Tide is like, you had some reasoning for it, right? You said like it's a lot better now, the anchor.
Yeah.
But you know the impetus is still going to wreck you.
Yeah, for sure. Kraken Shell doesn't protect you against that amount of damage.
So they're actually not going to abandon this lane, and in fact, no one's going to rotate down to this bottom lane. So what I'm hoping for is the puck just keeps TP holstered. Yeah. If the Warlock just dies here, that's fine.
You only TP in if Monet is threatened and they're diving like tier 1.
I think it's one of those like really weird situations, but both the mid laners play the same role in that regard.
Yeah.
They're both heroes that don't. They both want to leave the lane, but at the same time they don't because they don't want to get caught in a position where they get counter-initiated.
Monet going for the kill onto Artstyle. Shadow Word taking him out. Artstyle will die here. The Ravage finally going out, and it's not looking good, though. Afu might just be able to walk this one off, especially with the stick charges he had. He's got 2 Shadow Poison ticks. A Gush not up. Actually doesn't have the mana, but fortunately he's got Phase Boots to be able to land that last Anchor Smash needed.
Yeah, and the trade will be solo for Afu is... They're just giving the subtle shout-out to Artstyle.
I'm sorry, I said Apo as well earlier when I was looking at Ramses.
It's really throwing... I think
yeah, dude, I'm always looking at the last name. I just see Apo. I see.
Oh, they know. They should definitely know that the puck is...
I mean, the puck is... he's just He's going to go and take the orbs in. He's already used his orb and won't be able to jump to it in time. So phase shift, dodge the EMP, will be able to get the Dream Coil out, but at the end of the day, he was just caught by a really well-timed tornado. As soon as he threw out that orb, it was pretty greedy of him, but...
Yeah, they knew he was there. That's why the Invoker was in the position that he was. He tried for the burst, but doesn't quite get it this time, as Monet is more aware now of how that goes. That was still pretty close.
Soul Catcher is going to wear out here. Monet may actually be able to get the kill on Solo, as Lanham's going to join him, but he's getting a few too many stacks. He can't keep going like this. Lanham will have to single-handedly bring down Solo here,
as he is creating a lot of space now.
There's the disruption, but it's the toss. But as you said, I mean, that's a puck rotating all the way down to this bottom tier 2 area. That's not really a good place to want to be.
And every time Ramses pokes his little head out,
Yep.
this is looking okay? It's not.
I'll be back to jungle I go.
Back to jungle. I think normally what would happen is whatever offlaner they have would rotate to this lane, but because nobody wants to be up here for the time being, you sort of have to regard this Enchantress as this like weird black hole on the map.
Where because the Gyro Wisp wasn't an answer in lane, now nobody can really kill her.
Yeah.
So you just have to be like, well.
But like you'll have ways to deal with it later on. You'll have a Spirit Vessel on no one, which is partially why I think they decided to go for the Invoker too, because he is such a good counter to a lot of these kinds of heroes.
We did see that from the way OG played with the 7 Enchantress, is that like he was able, once he realized he was like the strongest hero, he just continued to play that way, where he was very forward and just kind of like forcing the enemy team to go through him.
Yes, at some point you're gonna just still gets
unable to dodge the EMP, so loses a lot of his mana.
So I think part of the reason why we didn't really consider this Invoker was because they had a Wisp already, and that's already a carrier of Vessel and all that.
Yeah.
And that's such a big item on Wisp.
Yeah.
I like this move. Monet is going to have the Safe Lane Tower spoon-fed for him. The Enchantress doesn't TP immediately down. She wants to make sure like he's in a good position to take it anyways.
Yeah, since they're like the ones already setting the pace to make sure they get the tower, the Ravage is going to be forced out of Pasha here. Does get a lot of damage on Alanum, and now with the relocate in, they're trying to finish off Flyby. He's actually healing so much, they need more damage. Finally, the Rocket Barrage and all those Shadow Poison stacks, plus the Purge. Everything being thrown by VP to make sure that the damn RNG offlaner finally does fall, and they get a kill streak for it as well. But now no one is going to be able to cut the supports out before they can return to the base. EMP burning Lanham out of all his mana, tries to hit the Tornado to be able to finish him off, unable to get it. No one realizing he doesn't want to overcommit here, could get caught by Setsu, and sure enough he does. The Dream Coil holding him in place, he's going to wait it out before running out of this area. The silence, not quite enough, and he will be able to get away, it looks like, as now Roger and Ramses have returned to be able to bolster this, will be able to get the kill on Afu. So even if they don't get that tiny, at least they get something out of all of this that VP have put towards this bottom lane. And this is because they need to be able to even things up, right, when it comes to towers.
Yes. And they're trying to make the mirror move, but I think they were trying to just grab the tower out of that as well.
Yeah.
The setup just happened to naturally come because they had the Ravage up. And that's going to knock off the highest net worth hero in the game overall. But I think the Enchantress is still okay with that. Like, Ravage was used plus relocate. This is going to create a lot of space for his Morphling. And that's part of the reason why he decided like to stick up there for the Morphling so long, to like make sure that this guy gets the tower, so that he could open up his game and start to farm the triangle without feeling too bad.
Yeah.
So now you have access to like both.
It always feels sick when you take that safe lane tower, then you can take more of the dire jungle and take your triangle and push the lane farther. There's just like, it feels like there's 2 or 3 times the amount of farm available at that point. And he's already got double Wraith Bands plus the Morbid Mass, so he's able to just kind of like infinitely sustain himself off of neutral creeps.
So despite the fact that I feel like no one's been outmaneuvering this puck, the net worths are very even, in fact, in favor of this puck.
Another coil, disruption, just buying him a bit of time. Don't think no one can really save him, but perhaps he can set up something with this reload coming in. They do have the Tornado, EMP burning out Flyby. He does manage to get off the heal first, but yeah, the heal is just good enough. In fact, if anything, Ramses has to retreat as the Impetus shots start flying his way.
Let me tell you, that heal, every safe laner knows. You're not killing that guy.
I have gotten off nature's attendance. You must give up now.
You thought, Austin. You thought.
There just is not enough burst damage on the side of VP to really be able to address that. They shift.
Oh, it
Still hit by
catches
the
him.
tornado though, and he also has the missile on him. He's not going to be able to dodge it either. Silence goes out, but it's not enough to be able to stop Setsu from falling here. Now they're trying to chase for more. Lanham and Flyby though, ready to turn if they see VP stumble a little bit too far. They still feel strong enough to defend this safe lane tower and hold the map control advantage that they built up in the laning phase. Disruption setting things up for the Gyrocopter ultimate, but again, Flyby has that heal, so he's really not that scared. And with the Golem as well as his Fatal Bonds damage bouncing around, Ramsey's rather, is keeping himself alive thanks to Roger. Just really good movement with that Wisp, managing to maintain distance and not take a whole lot of damage. And as a result, RNG will finally lose that fight. They were willing to take that fight earlier, just the 3 of them. VP, though, bringing a full 5-man roster.
No, I don't think you can get away with that anymore.
Yeah.
This Invoker's already got Spirit Vessel. That was a 3-on-5 fight. No one had any intentions on the side of RNG to come over.
And this time around, we're not going to say that space is worth it, right?
No, not at all. I feel like that was a pretty big throwaway there.
Yeah.
In fact, like, they didn't have to make that move. They consciously decided to get aggressive after the game and stick around. And, I mean, taking a 3-on-5, when you've already accomplished a job of bringing all the heroes down here, I think is sort of redundant. Because your Morph was going to farm in this triangle anyways. It's not like he needed more farm secured.
Yeah.
The only other move you'd make for that is if mid tower were being taken and the puck was like, buy me time.
Lanham just quickly trying to address the creep wave, mostly because that catapult is coming in. You always want to try and deal with the catapult as quick as possible. That way it's not a threat to do a significant amount of damage to your towers. Especially that mid tower blitz. We've talked a lot about how the mid tier 1 tower is all important.
Yeah.
Do you still feel that way?
I don't know how I feel about it anymore.
Okay.
I'm going to watch this tournament and sort of like be curious. It felt like in OG's game they still prioritized it heavily.
Yeah.
But it feels like more and more teams are getting used to the concept of defending their safe lane tower, whereas they weren't before.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine that's like a secret influence, whereas like secret nowadays, if their tower's above 50 HP or 50% HP, they're going to defend that tower. And we saw something sort of similar just now from RNG. It was just some sort of weird half committal.
It also usually takes like you being able to walk away. Like your timing is faster than the enemies. You've taken the enemy safe lane tower faster than they've been able to address yours, so you're able to set up.
Yes, it's where normally really good teams, what they do is they mirror.
Yeah.
Radiant versus Dire, it's if they go for the top tower, you go for the bottom tower. Because as time progresses, it's harder to make that trade. There's no longer a trade to be made at that point, right? So the team can all in defend. That's why like mid 1, what he normally did, even like 2 metas ago, was he's the one that rotates because he's the strongest hero on the map. He forces whoever's out there, and they take the tower faster than you expect.
With relocate, they are bringing everybody they can to make sure this Enchantress does indeed die, and then they'll go straight into hitting that mid-tier 1 tower.
The Spirit Vessel pickup is so good.
Yeah, that is just wrecking the Enchantress right now.
Yeah, I like that no one was like, dude, just let me get it.
Yeah.
I know you're Wisp, but it doesn't matter. It's way too good on my hero.
It's going to be a lot better as an offensive threat.
I kind of wish he went Midas, by the way. That's the only sort of like nitpicky thing. I think there's
Midas
still a lot of
into
value.
Spirit Vessel, or
No, Spirit Vessel Midas.
Okay.
I'm
and
still okay with that.
He's got the Axe queued up right now instead.
Yeah, you just don't have good ways to like keep up and farm with this build, I feel, unless you just continuously get kills. Where, you know, fair play to him, he is, but it's a lot more reliable to have your own sort of comeback mechanic.
Yeah. At some point in time, RNG is going to address these rotations better, and you won't be able to get these free kills.
I mean, this puck's literally 0-2-1, and he still has like almost a K up on you.
Yeah.
You have this Midas, and that is no longer really that big of a concern.
Is it a concern, though, that Sensu is yet to be able to find like a successful good rotation? Because the big reason the puck pick is to be able to have a successful like 20-25 minute timing.
I think part of what really hurt his game is how well they counter-rotated against them.
Yeah.
They do have rock up. They're going to make their way down here. If VP is...
I like the placement of the Warlock sticking into the side lane area. Oh, they're going to be able to get the coil. Two-man silence as well. Follow up. Wait for him. Avalanche. Drop the rock as well. Make sure that both of these heroes do die. And a kill streak going over to Afu off of that. RNG not being as conscious as we saw OG earlier, who were always trying to set up their cores for the kills. RNG are just like, let's just get what we can get as fast as possible.
In that position, you can definitely sense that people are TPing in.
Yeah.
You get the kill, you get out.
And the faster you take this kill, maybe you take that tier 1 tower as well. The Golem's going to try and go for it as Pasha. No, he just goes for the glyph, and he'll deny it at his leisure. Unless the puck is going to go for it. He tried, but Pasha swings too hard with 134 damage.
Wasn't sure why he wasn't denying it immediately. And style points, I guess.
Yeah. Solar Crest or Blink Dagger for Tide? Well, there's your answer. It's going to be the Blink first.
I think it is. I think normally it would be Solar.
Yeah.
But because of what we talked about, like with the morph interaction, you can get him like point blank before you can get morph off.
Added to the fact that he's setting up a lot of relocate opportunities, his initiation is probably more important than it is in other games.
Yeah. I love seeing Io as a hero, by the way. I think the interaction with all the other heroes, having to be very active on the map and allowing this like combo to just like eat up all the space is really cool.
Let's see if it backfires at all.
It's like a very different kind of 4 protect 1.
Yes.
It's like a really active, like, we're gonna scout and set up for you, sort of protect 1.
And it is working for VP right now. They may not have the clear advantage. It's obviously dead even right now, but the Gyro himself is 10k. That's 1,000 gold over both the puck and the Morphling right now.
This is a classic. Take all the outer tier 1s, or the bottom and the mid one, and then just go into Roshan. Or you grab any tier 2s.
You push it bottom lane enough that you know people are going to react to it as soon as they show.
Yeah, VP are like the kings of this.
Yeah.
In fact, I see them do this by far the most. They used to do it all the time with
look at this. They're going to set up the pickoff right after taking Roshan. They're ready to go with the relocate. Fast kill on a flyby once again. No one setting Ramses and Roger up for success.
Let me say, it's been a while now since she's been the top net worth in the game.
Yeah. She has been falling hard and fast.
Such a good
now
start.
The bottom core of the game.
Yeah, she was such a good start. I feel that bottom fight really made the game a lot harder for them.
Yeah.
It's not unrecoverable, not at all, because I do think it's important to carry this game. But that bottom fight made things like 4 times harder for them.
That's the fight where RNG lost control of the game, and now VP are the ones controlling the map, and they're the ones basically saying, you have to fight us, and if you're not going to fight us, we're going to find pickoffs with no one. And as a result of all these kills, he now has an Aghanim Scepter, and he's level 16 at 22 minutes.
Okay, so he did need Midas because he just keeps getting kills.
Yeah, if you just get a kill every like 30 seconds.
And RNG are definitely obliging right now.
He's getting a little rough, a little slow. I mean, the biggest thing that just keeps on bugging me is the fact that, like, yeah, Puck is still ahead in net worth, but, like, are you really going to do a whole lot with that net worth compared to this Invoker? Like, even if he's 1,500 ahead of the Invoker, I feel like every point of this game, the Invoker is going to start doing more and more and more than the Puck does. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see if this.
That's hard to say because once he gets stay on 5, who knows?
Yeah, could be amazing.
The TP out, no one will not guess.
That's been a big problem for Pucks ever since the Dream Coil change, right? Is that like just a little bit of damage being taken away, and you start feeling like you actually have damage issues on Puck, unless you have a way to actively force them to break the coil. Oh, it seems like you need more damage than you actually have. That Dagon will certainly fix things for you. He's gonna just look to be the assassin of Roger every single time. Any team fight, he's gonna be looking to pick off that Wisp right away.
That is a Midas Afu. Okay.
I mean, he's got to get to level 15 somehow, so he can get the talent, so he can get to level 20 faster.
Okay. I sort of like that roundabout.
I mean, like, ultimately, like, is there any other item
No.
that, like, does anything for you, you know? It's like the only thing that matters with Warlock is getting the experience to get to level 15, which gets you a faster level 20.
Plus, I think at this point, it's really like the Morphs game to carry.
Yeah.
They created a lot of space for him when they made that top maneuver, and they consciously decided not to bring him or the puck over.
Yep. Smart idea with that double damage rune, just going for the quick backdoor in the tier 1 mid tower. And it does succeed with nobody getting caught, and finds a haste rune as he moves up to top lane.
This gyro is just like item after item.
Yeah. I mean, once you have the Aghanim Scepter and the Maelstrom, you start farming so fast.
By the way, I can't believe this combo at one point used to just give gyro a free
Yeah, free Aghanim.
Think about how ridiculous that is.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how farmed he'd be as the old gyro IO combo? He would have this plus like half a satanic right now.
Yeah.
Which for me is incredible.
Especially given the start that they had. They had a rough laning phase start. You even called like, oh, Ramses is going to have to, he's going to get bullied out, he's going to rotate back. And they still went back for more. But they've made just such a fast recovery in the last 15 minutes because no one has just dominated the map and they've had total free space.
Yeah, that is the majority of it, is that no one's just created so much space for his team, and he's found like 9 pickoffs in a row for their combo.
Yeah.
So is Pasha, to be fair. With the early game ravages,
yeah.
A lot of them looked reactive. Then Flyby just got like TP'd on by like 4 heroes.
BKB for Flyby, though, will certainly change things for no one. Enchantress is not going to be that easy kill anymore, especially with 1800 HP.
The good news for no one, though, is that it's still effective against like every other hero.
Yeah. What do you think about these early BKB timings from RNG? You've got the Enchantress, you've got Monet picking up one as well. Do you think that they felt like they were being overwhelmed by VP?
No.
Sunstrike, that was sick. It may not be able to get them the kill, but at least he spotted it.
I think the reasoning for it, at least for the Inch, is that she wants to continue to like split pressure the map.
Yeah.
And wants that option to just like instantly reset.
What about this, Morphle? Because this is a very early PKB for you to pick up.
I think especially after the Roshan, maybe he thought the pace of the game was going to go by too fast.
Okay.
It's one of those like reactive things where you don't want to have to use it, but at the same time, like, you know, this IO gyro combo will just high ground you if you're not careful.
Yeah.
It can just get alacritied and take your base before you know it.
So even if you're not using the BKB, in a way, it's still having. It's enough of a threat that VP may not be pushing, in part because they know this big team fight item is up.
Yeah, it's like don't hope for war, but plan for it.
Okay, I like that.
I stole that from.
I know you didn't make up that quote, but I do appreciate its usage.
Thank you. I was really hoping you'd be like, "Wow, Will, you're really smart."
No, dude.
I think I took that from like The Rock or something. I don't know.
Took it from some Fast and Furious movie. Damn, I thought you were going to say that was a Churchill quote or something.
No, I think actually that was like from Thor. That's what it was. It's from Thor Ragnarok.
That is this generation of historical quotes. EMP, blink over to the side. You still can get burned out, but he's not spotted. And a Boots of Travel has to quickly reset. Solo. Look at that. Solo just one man all by himself trying to threaten a fast kill onto no one, though. That would be massive. He drops the meteor, but he knows he's been caught. Finally, RNG gets something on the board here, as it's been a little bit of a snoozer for them.
How long has it been since their last kill?
They got a kill. Afu killed Ramses, and that was at like 23 minutes or something.
So they went like 5 minutes straight without a kill?
Yeah.
Okay, but they finally put themselves on the map. That goes to show you how good their laning phase went, by the way, initially.
Yeah.
The fact that they're only behind by 2 kills and they haven't gotten one for like 5 minutes straight.
I think it also goes to show, like, like some of the deaths that happened, they were creating some space, and they have been doing a really good job of continuing to farm up well on Monet and Setsu. I mean, honestly, I just can't believe how farm this puck is.
I think their idea right now is that the Morph is still the best hero in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a cool looking graphic.
That do you agree with that assessment? Because I thought we both kind of agreed with the Invoker last pick and all the other heroes that VP have, that they maybe Morph by himself is the strongest hero on the map, but VP as a team might have better late game.
I sort of feel like with this BKB and Scotty, he can carry it.
Okay.
Let me say, by the way, I hate when Morphs go late BKBs. They get it like 2 items later than they should.
Yeah.
I agree with you in that I think this is 1 item earlier than it should be, but at the same time, I can never hate somebody for getting this item early.
Yeah. Especially against a team like VP, who you know, with their kind of skill and their kind of speed, they could just very quickly try and go for a high ground. So I appreciate him playing it safe, even if it may have slowed down his farm a bit. But again, you never know what VP could have accomplished if they saw that there wasn't this fast BKB up the flank forward by Pasha, trying to slow somebody down. He's already taken a lot of damage. Fortunately, the Kraken Shell will manage to make him still a threat. There's Zappo, fully committing with Roger right next to him, but they've already dropped the goal. And look, those flat cannon shots going over there. Monet tries to push back some of the back line of VP, but his BKB activating. He's got to get out of here. Waveform, and he's totally out of mana right now. Fortunately, there is a Shrine available, but Ramsey's just not going to slow down whatsoever. You saw him immediately try and get vision and hunt for more. No one was not able to find anybody with that. It was a very clean retreat considering how aggressive VP was being there. Maybe not clean enough though. The Invis rune, is he gonna go for a random tornado? Get the dispel? No.
This is where I feel like you would have wanted the Midas, by the way.
And now that the game, like RNG has successfully slowed down the game,
yeah,
you're no longer getting those kills. Jump forward, trying to go for the fast kill on a solo, gets him, and jumps away to his orb. There is still the missile that's going to follow him. Give them an idea, but honestly, Puck is such a mobile hero. So there's the presence of that Dagon 5. The first real good showing of it. He's going to be doing that all game against the Shadow Demon on Isle.
They want to fight again with their BKBs.
Yeah, they already got a pick off on 1. Make it a 4 versus 5. If they get the right kind of pick off, they can take Roshan for themselves. There it is. Oh, he missed the Dream Coil right as Pasha blinked.
He might not know though, because
but he may not know.
He doesn't.
And Lanham is going to be able to get on top of him. Heavy amount of burst damage, impetus, Dagon 5, Monet.
In a way, it sort of accomplished the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was ideal, but you know, he still died. So like, you can kind of tell yourself, Setsu's not having the, like, he's farming a lot, but he's not having the best game. But
listen, he's just about to pop off. Now that he's got his Dagon 5, he's making his way to his level 25 pretty soon as well.
I mean, for sure, I can
so
feel
the
it.
420 GPM is going to get him 6 slotted.
It's just funny that yeah.
No, this has definitely not been. I will have a newfound respect though for Pucks if he actually manages to showcase, like, that's a nice pick. They can actually get it solo with a Glimmer Cape, but they've got the dust to be able to reveal him because they always have a dust against this Invoker. Tornado's going to come in, though. That's going to be able to buy the Shatter Demon a lot of time. Soul's going to be fine. Gets the Soul Catcher, which makes Lana very squishy to burn through. And RNG had to give up on that Roshan.
How low did they get it?
VP.
Oh, they just did it.
They might just try and take advantage of it.
Pop right in.
Well, oh, yeah.
Don't mind if I do.
Gyrocopter can make short work of that one.
Don't mind if I do, Cat.
Oh, dear.
That is so nice for them.
Yeah.
Just randomly a half HP Roshan.
Oh, and now they're going to try and catch more. No, and once again, just like the last Roshan, right? Flyby, he knows. He was being slowed down by the Invoker. He's like, the rest of them are going to be here soon. Just play it safe. BKB, TP out. Setsu's already on his way, pushing out the top lane. And Afu might even try and Fatal Bonds and Shadow Word the bottom lane just to get it a little bit of push. So VP's not going to have immediate map control, won't be able to jump for objectives right away. Need to address this split push. Oh, it has begun. The inevitable timer has started. As the Warlock has gotten his level 15, so now 20 and 25 are going to happen.
Oh, it just hits.
Yeah. Almost looks like Monet is mocking Ramses. Yeah, you're real cool. Running your fingers through your hair. One death to 4. You can see just how little Monet has participated in these fights with below 5k hero damage.
That's okay, because if he ends up winning.
Yeah. He went for the CDR over the waveform attack talent, which I guess I could see against Io Gyro. That would be the only reason I would see the waveform attacks targets for this game. But look at that. The sentry thrown down even before the obs is placed.
You saw the Lincolns pick up, right? By the gyro?
Oh, is that what he's got now?
Yeah.
You know, I can kind of dig it because he's got a Quaswix Invoker. Like, he doesn't have the best levels, but he's still going to be getting a decent chunk of damage from the Alacrity.
Yeah, plus he has Solar Crest.
Yeah.
Like, can only use...
Courier, though. Whoa. Well, that's not good. I can't believe this offlane tower is still alive. It goes to show we are still in the meta where sometimes these offlane towers are just... They live for an absurdly long amount of time.
What do you think is in that giant, like, jewel thing in his head?
It's the stored up energy for his illusory orb.
I see. I like that explanation.
See, I'm not Grant. I won't I won't bullshit you with something that you can't actually believe, but I'll still bullshit you. I have no idea what's in that orb.
You did sound kind of confident. I mean, that's most of life, man.
I mean, that is our success as a casting pair.
What? Maybe yours. Like
just being confident.
just being confident?
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I've got crippling self-doubt.
Yes, but the important thing is you just don't project it to the audience. You just act like you know exactly what's happening in this game. I mean, you know how confidently I said AFO multiple times?
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you're doing a play-by-play, you see names on the screen and you just call it.
Oh, he is fast.
Yeah, he's zooming. He's zooming around. Tornado goes out, trying to grab somebody. They're going to make sure they get this side of bounties because they figure RNG is already locked down the other side.
You know, I thought I knew a lot about Dota, and then I got my ass beat by an AI in like 10 minutes twice.
Yeah. To be fair, though, that AI has played literally eons of Dota more than you, so. And this is always what happens with the offlane tower. Eventually, a team is strong enough that they go, oh, we're going to take that offlane tier 1 and tier 2. Everyone always does it in one fell swoop.
Dude, look at this Alacrity Solar Crest.
Yeah. This guy...
Okay, there's no more split pushing, guys. Come back, come back.
Yeah. Like, you guys got to get set up right now. Where's Lanham at? We need the toss. Ethereal Blade.
Oh, look at that. It's the blue. It looks like a really funny version of the gyro. Because he's like, look at him.
Oh, yes, I see.
It makes it crystal clear who's who, by the way.
I do appreciate that part. Remember that game we were casting, a game where we had Morph and Rubik in the game, and there would be like 3 different of the same spell going on?
It was so confusing.
I had no idea what was going on in fights. But again, I just called it with confidence, you know, and it worked. Good dream, Coil. Gonna pick off on solo.
E-Blade Dagon. Let's see
E-Blade
if this
Dagon
is
combo.
actually effective aside from just killing the SD.
Yeah. You didn't have the E-Blade Enchantress synergy, but you do have the E-Blade Sensu Dagon. Wait, are you going to get a, you're just going to go right-click build for Morph now, right? You're not going to go and E-Blade yourself?
No, I think
Okay.
you go butter. I think especially against these types of heroes, you just want the ability to continuously hit
Okay.
over going for any sort of like magic burst. Because the magic burst against this Invoker build, I don't think is as good.
So you're gonna go Butterfly and then what? Satanic?
Yeah, same with like for
MKB.
example, like the Tide can like crack it off.
Yeah.
A lot of times too. So
Oh,
I think
yeah,
just
yeah.
being able to like continuously hit is usually better against these heroes.
Just have to outlast this timing of the Black Cannon plus Energy Catch 2 there. They do have the cheese as well as the mech though on Roger, so they need to be able to control him but burst him down. That's exactly what they do. He immediately buys back though because if they got the Aegis on the gyro, he can get here super fast. He's already relocated in to help get the kill onto Lana, which no one, that was actually a really nice ice wall there. Still, it's a Aegis down. Buyback used on Roger, all for a lot of tiny. I'm not going to say I'm too disappointed if I'm RNG.
It's still one of those traits that like it feels weird because they had a blow. Well, it feels like a lot, right? But
Yeah.
at the same time, I think that benefited VP.
Yeah. You know
Because
why?
they were able to hold. They were able to hold Ravage.
Yeah. That's true. They are still in really good fighting shape.
Oh god, going high ground against Enchantress is so miserable.
But, you know, he's got...
Wow, this tower is dying.
Golal IO behind him, who, by the way, has been stocking up Fairy Fires. Apparently healing salves are not the play. It's Fairy Fires.
For the instant snap.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
I like it. That's pretty chill. He's got one in his backpack even.
There's 3 different instances of it is.
They gotta get to Roger. They really have to burst down Roger, but there's the initiation from Paja with the side leading out. Monet doesn't get the chance to be able to morph that strength. Lana is still going for Roger, but doesn't actually have enough. Roger is still fine, has a Fairy Fire still left. Is that gonna save him? No, that E-Blade is certainly enough, but Monet was forced to buy back here. It's already taken a lot of damage.
Dead again.
He's dead again!
That's just over now.
That is just the game potentially, as now the Sunstrike to be able to finish him off. Setsu is still dead thanks to that scythe. Ultra kill for Ramses. They take the mid lane of Rax and they're gonna push for more. They know that Morphling is representative of so much damage and carry potential for RNG as soon as he is dead permanently.
92 seconds on the deck. I mean, they just cut through him so fast.
Yeah. Jump into the back line. Lana trying to go for solo. They do manage to get the pick off on the support, but again,
Oh,
that
the
scythe of
buyback.
ice just keeps on catching that puck. He just doesn't stand a chance against Pasha's Scythe of Ice pickup, and that is it. GG is called. RNG stalled it out, but VP knew they only needed just 2 fights. That's all they need to be able to end the game.
And they did that in a hurry, too.
Yeah, they did.
That was like no hesitation. We bursted you. Life's over. Move on to the next one.
You know what I liked about this VP lineup is all the damage, like, accelerators. So we had the Alacrity for the Gyrocopter, which makes him just so much stronger. You already have the IO. And then you've got even the Tide, who, with his minus armor from the Gush and Flat Cannon,